Hey YouTube, so it is Friday and I am finally home. I am so glad to be home. So I guess I left off with you guys day one. I was actually doing pretty good. So day two I think went pretty well. They got me up in the morning and took me to get my upper GI, and they made me drink this contrast fluid. It was disgusting. It was like thick and just gross. To make sure I didn't have any leaks. I didn't have any leaks, so I was able to start some fluids that morning. So the first thing they bring me is ice water, and if you read up on gastric bypass or gastric sleeve patients at all, that's probably about the worst thing you can have, because the cold can make your new pouch, tiny baby pouch, cramp. So I just kind of ate the ice chips out of it, because they melt in your mouth and it makes, it's not like a big cold sip of water hitting your tummy. And then they brought me some lunch, and it was like, I have a picture of it. I'll stick a picture of it in here. But it was some chicken broth, lemon jello, and apple juice. I hate apple juice, so we skipped that completely. Plus, I felt like it was probably too much sugar. But I ate maybe half the chicken broth and half of the jello. So then that night, same thing, chicken broth, exact same menu. But I think that time, I ate about half again. The next morning, they brought me oatmeal, which was day 3. And I wasn't sure my tummy was ready for oatmeal. So luckily, they brought me another tray of just clears again. So again, I had the chicken broth and the jello. This time, I pretty much, I ate it all. I ate all the chicken broth and all the jello. And it all went down great. Drinking lots of tea, hot tea, is like definitely your best friend. So I would recommend, if you don't like tea and you're getting the surgery, find a flavor that you like, because hot tea is so soothing. There were times where even, like the room was kind of cold, so even drinking water at room temperature was kind of hard on my tummy. And it's not a horrible feeling, it's just like a crampy feeling, kind of like that time of the month. It just would cramp my tummy. So the hot was much better. Sorry, I'm a little out of it because I am still on pain meds, so I'm trying the best I can to get through this. So also on day 3, which is the day you go home, or you're supposed to go home, they took me off the pain pump and put me on regular, like, oral pain medication. So I had a rough day, day 3. Number one, we discovered that my bed was broken. They had me in this special bariatric bed, and it kept inflating and deflating, but it would like deflate in weird spots. And apparently the bed is made for like people that are bedridden, that can't move around, so that you don't get like skin sores or whatever, which wasn't my case. I was up walking the day of my surgery because, they tell you to do that. But we deduced it was completely broken, and that where, like, from my knees down was like hanging, like the frame was bent. I didn't bend the frame. It was like that. And we just could not get the bed to function correctly. So day 3, I was just kind of feeling rough. I, pardon the TMI, but how do I put this? My digestive tract was not being fruitful yet. So after talking to the surgeon, I was still kind of feeling rough. And because, my digestive tract wasn't working yet, he said it might be best to stay another day. So I stayed another day. So instead of staying 2 nights and 3 days, I stayed 3 nights and 4 days. So last night was rough. Being just that day 3 was hard, taking you off the pain pump. You know, there was one time where I had to wait like 2 hours past the time I was supposed to get my medicine and I had to keep asking for it. So that was kind of rough. And then just having issues with the bed was rough. So part of me was like, why am I staying another day? I just should have come home. But it was probably for the best that I stayed another day. Oh, this is like so discombobulated. So backing up to day 3. So on day 3 that you start pureed food. So for breakfast, I didn't feel comfortable. After talking to the surgeon, he's like, go ahead and try the pureed food. So the next meal they brought me like pureed carrots, pureed turkey, which someone on Facebook asked me if it was cookie dough. Like, I wish, right? I wish it was cookie dough. And mashed potatoes. So the carrots were pretty good. And I ate quite a bit of the carrots. Not only say quite a bit. I probably ate 2 tablespoons of carrots. And then there was Jell-O, so I ate some of the Jell-O. And I really didn't know when to stop. There was no full feeling, but people have also explained to me that your tummy can kind of be numb or your pain sensors like disrupted by, your pain medication. So just to eat a tiny bit, and that's what I did. I just ate a tiny bit, kept drinking fluids, finally got my digestive system working. And then that night they brought me pretty much the same thing, but it was like, I want to say it was mashed potatoes, carrots, and roast beef, which was actually better. So I ate a little bit of everything and had my Jell-O again, about half of it. I'll put some pictures in so you can see the food. And like, I'll do a before and after. I hardly ate anything. And I just really wasn't hungry, so I was more eating it just to make sure everything went down okay. So woke up this morning, so thankful I was going home because the bed drove me crazy all night. Like, God bless Bradley, my son. He was there helping me because I had terrible panic attacks last night. It was horrible. Like, I was crying and just having a panic attack because the bed was malfunctioning. Like, I was sliding feet first off of it. It was awful. And I asked for another one, but that never happened. So I don't know. But it was a rough night. And then plus just waiting for my pain meds for so long, just wasn't a good night. So I woke up this morning and had my pureed breakfast again. This time they brought eggs, grits, and pudding. So I ate a little bit of the eggs, maybe a teaspoon of grits, and a little bit of pudding. Again, just you really don't have an appetite. Kept drinking my hot tea, kept drinking my water with flavor drops in it. Just sip, sip, sip. And doctor came in, everything looked pretty good. I've been doing some walking, been walking the halls. So he finally sent me home. So came home and I'm thirsty. So I get a bottle of water and I put some Mio drops in it. And without even thinking about it, I tossed that puppy back. Because I'm a guzzler. Before surgery, I would guzzle. If I was thirsty, I would just guzzle like a half a bottle of water to maybe a full bottle of water. And I was thirsty. So I tossed my head back. And the minute the first sip went down, I was like, oh, shit. You can't do that anymore. Luckily, I caught, before it really started going down, I caught most of it in my mouth to, slow it down and do little sips down my throat. But man, it hurt. That first sip hurt. It was too big. And then it hurt for a couple minutes afterwards. Again, not doubled over in pain hurt. But if you've ever maybe eaten something too fast or gotten like an air bubble stuck like right in your breastbone, that's what it felt like. So I was like, I won't be doing that again. So actually I'm going to get a Camelback and some sippy cups. And like I'd been really good about it at the hospital, but I was drinking out of just regular cups. And I hadn't done out of a water bottle. So it was just instinct for me to tip up the water bottle and take a big swig. So I won't be doing that again. So I'm glad I'm home though. Got my feet up, snuggling with Ollie. He keeps trying to get on my belly and he can't get on my belly. It's too sore. Oh, another good thing that happened is if I had come to home Thursday like I was supposed to, I would have had to come in with what's called a JP drain. It's a drain they insert into your abdomen that goes, it's like a wick. It looked like a wick, like a big, thick candle wick when they pulled it out. That was like maybe about the width of my pinky, it looked like almost. That they have in you that I guess pulls out all the moisture or fluid out of your tummy. So had I come home Thursday, he was going to make me go home with that. And then because I stayed the extra day, he felt comfortable going ahead and taking it out. So they took it out and I didn't have to come home with this drain hanging off of me, which was uncomfortable, and it's just better to have it out. So hopefully this video makes a little bit of sense. For tonight, I'm just going to keep drinking water. I don't know if I'm going to eat anything. I'm not hungry at all. Tomorrow, I know I need to start on my protein. It's so important that I try to get in my fluids and my protein. But from what I understand, fluids have to come first, which I'm doing okay with. I'm already at, let's see, I had 16 plus 8. I'm probably at close to 30 fluid ounces today. So, but I can do better. I have another 16-ounce bottle over here. I'm going to try to at least finish that. And that should put me, close to 48 for the day. So that's that. And, I don't want to say anything to jinx myself, but knock on wood, I think things went pretty well for me. Hopefully they'll continue to go well. And I'm not even going to get on the scale. I say this, but I'm not planning on getting on the scale until my 2-week follow-up appointment, which is not this coming Monday, but next Monday. So I think that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.